change that you've been needing, it starts right now. That's why these poor souls write into this advice column, although I have to say that I think they're very brave because of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. Anyway, welcome to What the Fuck Tuesday. This is a live stream relationship advice show carrying on from years of being on my blog, askheartbeat.com and survivingdating.com. I started doing the online blog there in 1997 and askheartbeat.com. And now it's, I mean, I answer some questions, but usually I just put them on a video here on YouTube because I'm lazy like that. But, I want to welcome everybody to the show. If you wrote in a letter, listen for it. And of course, not every letter that was submitted goes in the column, but, listen and see if yours did. Hopefully, though, even if this issue is someone else's, you didn't write in, rather, someone else has an issue that's somewhat similar, you can learn something about how to approach the problem and resolve it from their experience. No need to, recreate the wheel every time. We can just learn from other people's mistakes, and that's what we try to do here. Hope you guys enjoyed the Ask Heartbeat. That's right, girl. 1997. That's when I started. And don't be trying to make it sound like I'm old. I already know that. But yeah, that was when I started my first blog after I left Net Noir. But I hope you guys enjoyed the panel discussion that we had the other day with five ladies and me. I thought that was great. It worked out much better than I anticipated that it would. And I think I'll do that again in a couple of months. So, just look for it on the community wall. That's where I usually post things when I'm looking for guests and survey responses and things like that. That's from the main YouTube page, and it says community. Click that tab, and that's where we you was four? Okay, this is going in a really bad direction. But you know what? You know what? That's good though, because that means that you guys, if you were around that, came around when you were not too much older than that, then you should know how to handle these dudes. You would not be writing in these letters because you got the education early. That's what I hope for. That's why I work so hard. Okay. I just spent some of my Patreon money and my donations on getting myself a new monitor because one of my three failed. As soon as I was trying to, I was trying to be a baller and just, have all kind of stuff happening. The oldest monitor decided it was like, I'm out, and so I ordered a 32-inch. So I'm gonna be like this giant thing that I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be seeing you guys like, you know face your names and stuff like all in my face. I'm like, I can't wait to set it up. It just came today though. Yeah, that one, I thought that was great. Oh no, see now somebody's two. Pretty soon somebody's gonna be like, well, I was in the womb. I was still an egg. Just stop. Okay, we're going in a bad direction here. All right, let's get started. We have today 23 questions again. 23. We can do this. It doesn't feel that thick though, so some of the questions must be short. So let's go. I feel encouraged. This first question is from a male in the 26 to 29 age group from New Haven, Connecticut. So to try to keep a long story short, because I know how much you hate long ass letters. Oh, hallelujah. Deb, I met a girl for the first time this weekend at a friend's birthday party. As soon as she walked into the house we were staying at, I was immediately attracted to her. Ooh. I instantly went over, introduced myself, and began talking and flirting. I bet you did. We talked all night, and as alcohol came into play and nerves were settled, we flirted even more for the entire night. I felt like the connection with this girl that I had just met was incredible, something I had never experienced before, as the conversations we shared were so genuine and we had so much in common. As the night went on, we got more intimate through kissing and then making out. I loved everything about her, from her looks to her voice to the common interests we shared. Hmm. Towards the end of the night, we shared a joint together outside, and it was such a romantic moment, considering I had just met this woman. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but sharing That's not romance to me. Okay, so anyway, the moon was shining bright on us, and she stared into my eyes as she stroked my face. She even called me baby, which I found interesting since we had just met, but I did not complain. And 10 minutes after, we agreed to go back inside, but as we did, so her friends were leaving. So naturally, she left with them. Everything happened so fast, I didn't even get her number, but I did find her on Instagram and added her. We talked a little on there, and I told her what an amazing time I had with her and how I was, quote, stupid for not getting your number, but I had to at least add you on here to maintain a connection. She said how she had such a great time, and we agreed that if I'm ever in her city, a 2.5 hour drive, that we should hang out. Since all this happened 2 days ago, she's all I can think about. And I just keep replaying the night over and over in my head. My question is, how do you approach this for someone I just met? I would sound absolutely crazy to express my love to someone I spend the night with and just don't know what to do. Do I just forget it or pursue strategically? And while I didn't directly ask for it, she gave out her number via Instagram and didn't keep the conversation going, which made me think I should just let this go. I really don't know how to tell her what I'm feeling without coming off as a creep. Any help you can offer is greatly appreciated. Oh my God, if you were in arm's reach, I would be choking the shit out of you right now. You had enough gumption to go walk all, stroll across the room and introduce yourself and flirt your ass off and just go crazy. But when it comes down to really sealing the deal, then you nut up. Do you know how disappointed I am right now? I was so excited. Finally, a dude that knows how to, like, romance and attract and like make the moves and do stuff that leaves a woman feeling breathless. But no, no, no. You choked at the last minute. Now you sit up here like a ball of insecurity. Oh, do I call her? What do I do? I don't know. She's 2.5 hours away. Should I just let it go? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This you just pissing me off. Okay, so just you stupid. Let me give you a script. You are going to write. So you had the perfect opportunity talking about I could at least add you on here. You were supposed to say, I was you were supposed to like couch it and give yourself an excuse. Like, I was just so mesmerized by you. Our conversation was so fabulous. Girl, I am so sorry. I didn't even think you had me dizzy. I couldn't even breathe right because I was just so enchanted with you. But what I want to do now is come back down to earth. Can I have your number? Can I give you mine? Can we talk? I would love to set up a date with you. I will come to where you are. You don't have to make a move except to come out your door and get in my car. That is it. That's all you have to do. I will do everything else. What would you like to eat? Is there a good restaurant where you are that you like to go? I'll make reservations there. What do you want me to do? That's what you do. Okay? No, you don't let it go, you idiot. This is like one of the best things letters I've read in months. He just nutting up. Yeah, we don't use that simple word here. That's an insult to guys who are, the dudes use that as an insult to the guys who, would be doing what I'm saying here. So that's not simpish. He just got nervous and now he's nutting up. Yeah, he just, oh, dude, come on now. All them cojones that you had that made you break and go across the room and introduce yourself to the girl, where'd those go? Okay, where did that go? She's not supposed to offer you her number. What the fuck? That's your job. You're the man, right? You made the beeline over there. You got everything going. You talking, you sharing things and all this stuff, talking about how romantic the moon is and all this old stuff. And then when it comes time to get the number, then you nut up. Choke. So you better fix this. And then you better get your car tuned up, get your brakes done, get your car detailed, and drive your ass 2.5 hours to where this girl is. And start making this happen. Okay? You don't get to meet people that impact you like this every day. Actually, if you have this once in a lifetime, it's a fucking miracle. Okay? So this was a grand opportunity. Don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. I mean, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, but don't be trying to like cyber stalk a woman and think that that's going to get you some points. Man up. Okay? Man up. My God. Question number 2. This is another good dude, 37 to 45. Oh, he's a little older. Okay, from Liverpool, England. I'm 40 years old, but I am seriously thinking about giving up on dating altogether. I have uninstalled the apps and quit putting forth effort. I can get a belly if I don't have to be accountable to anyone. I realize that the man has to do all the work, compete with other men for a woman's interest, put up good pictures, set up the date, be on time with. Then the woman will just reject him over a text message. I realize that I probably will just die alone at this point. Oh my God. Can somebody play some violins to accompany this sad tale of woe? And I am not happy about it, but that is just the world we live in. Oh, is that it? There's no question? Dude, um, you're only 40 years old and you already ready to give up? So what, you gonna join one of them 5-letter groups and be on the internet ranting and raving like a maniac and living in your basement with a giant belly scratching your testicles and just looking like a fool? Is that what you plan to do with your life? I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you that, you have to, in a situation like this, you have to take a look at yourself. Okay, so you're online, right? You're looking at all the women's profiles. There's a certain thing that you keep looking for. Whatever that thing is, make a note. You looking for people that's a certain height, got a certain figure, blonde hair. I mean, I don't know what your thing is, but whatever it is that you've been looking for, switch it up. Try something different. That's the only way that you're going to be successful, because whatever it is that you were looking for, whatever you think it is that you want or need or like or whatever, it's not working for you. Okay, sometimes what we like is not what we need. Okay, what we think we want is not really working for us. So we got to make a change. We got to make an adjustment in our selection criteria. So you think about that. Okay, look at all the common things that the women that you went out with that quote rejected you over a text message, uh, what do they have in common? Also, if you got rejected over a text message, you need to look at your text messages and say, okay, how could this have been interpreted on the other side that would make someone not want to talk to me anymore? Usually the answer is there, because men send stupid texts. Men send texts that are inappropriate, overly sexual, overly familiar. You think it's being flirtatious, but it's really being rude and crude. So you look at all of those things, okay? Because I can't think that all of these, on all these different apps you've been on, that you haven't been able to meet one woman that you can kick it with. That means you're doing something wrong, sir. You're looking for a dream that's not going to manifest. Either that or you get the dream and you screw it up. It's one of those two things, okay? So try something else. Let's start there. Question number 3. Female, finally, 21 to 25, out of Calgary, Canada. I've been with this guy who is 5 years older than me, 28, for about a year. Oh, for 1.5 months. Months? I thought I was going to say years. There have been little things that he has been saying casually or in a joking manner, which sort of worried me, but I'm not sure if they are red flags. I'd like your thoughts. Number 1, he asked about my income and savings a few times, really, and each time I refused to tell him the details because it's irrelevant to me. He also, in a joking manner, asked me to cover more than half of bills that we may have, i.e., dates, as I earn more than he does. He has never disclosed to me how much he makes. I don't really care either. Number 2, after I agreed to be in a committed relationship, the outings to dinner and movies stopped. We went out of town for a little weekend holiday, but that was the most exciting thing we've done together since being together. I mentioned to him that maybe we need to be romantic, dinners and movies out, dating, etc. Otherwise, we're stuck in a routine of just cooking dinner at his place every time we see each other. He said something along the lines of, I got you now, I can relax. Also said in a casual and joking tone of voice, despite the fact that I'm happy to split bills, and he knows that. You're dumb. Number 3, I don't mean to sound like a spoiled princess, but during the time that I have been with him, there have been no little gifts such as flowers that you might expect in early honeymoon stages of a relationship. I don't expect expensive gifts, but it's nice when you're being treated occasionally and you treat them back. Number 4, he expects me to tell my friends that he is my boyfriend, but wouldn't tell his friends or families about me. He was keen to meet my family early on, and so he has met them a couple of times. We bumped into his friends, but he wouldn't introduce me at all. I was just like on the sideline. And number 5, on the topic of gifts and dates out, from early days I noticed that he would receive parcels from online shopping almost every week, but would tell me how he is struggling to budget and maybe how I should pay more than him. I didn't bring up the financial and gifts part of this rant because I don't want him to think that's all I want. But I just feel like I'm not dating a boyfriend, but rather a friend. I can buy shit for myself. That's not a problem. But being in a relationship, I do have a desire to be treated to these things occasionally without having to ask. I have feelings for him, but I'm also trying to process the situation as objectively as possible because if that's how it's going to be, continue to be, I can't see a future with him. Or am I being too harsh? Any advice or perspective would really help. No, you're very, this is excellent. You are tuning in to what's actually happened. You're not looking at him with rose colored glasses and making excuses and all that stuff. The only thing I wish is that you didn't doubt yourself. That's the thing that drives me crazy about you young women. You always doubt yourself. You know that this is some bullshit. You know he's on some bullshit. But for some reason you having a hard time just cutting him loose and moving on. The first thing that would have been a red flag and would have made me not want to be bothered with him was him asking about how much money I make. Not just, people ask you what work you do, certainly when you first meet them, but nobody has the right to be asking you how much salary you make or how much savings you have. That alone would have got him sniffed out of my life, like cut immediately. You don't be asking me stuff like that. If I wanted to know, I would volunteer that information. You don't ask me. Even my mama don't know how much money I made in my savings account. Well, who the fuck are you? And I just met you last week. And you think you're supposed to be knee deep in my financial portfolio? No, 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 no. That's an opportunist. Okay, was telling you who he is right there. He trying to see what your income is so he could dip in your pocket and have more money for his online shopping and not have to pay for dates and stuff. You being way too easy on this dude. You only been dealing with him for a month and a half, so I'm assuming you cook these dinners and then you all hit the mattress. See, so no, end this. Get rid of him. Tell him that this is not panning out to be the kind of relationship that you signed on for, and so you out, okay? And don't feel bad about it. He's probably expecting it. Question number 4, male, 21 to 25, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I haven't been in many relationships, and because of this, it becomes easy for me to obsess over any woman that gives me even a shred of attention. Are there any signs you're the only one someone is talking to? Hey, what can I say? I got trust issues. Are there any signs that you're the only one someone is talking to? Sir, if you are not in a committed relationship with said woman, who she's talking to is none of your goddamn business. Let me just be blunt. Okay, you talking about you obsessing and shit. What's that got to do with her? She just met your ass. You just met her. So, if you want to obsess, that's on you. But you don't have the right to be trying to dig up and figure out what she's doing with other people when she ain't your man. You ain't her man, rather. She ain't your woman. She's just somebody you, quote, talking to. You putting all kind of carts before horses. Okay, now you just because you have a conversation, you want to stake a claim on somebody, don't work like that. She's trying to figure out if she wants to have you stake a claim on her. So you don't get to be trying to figure out what she's doing. Now, you've been talking to and dating and stuff for a couple of months, and then you decide this is the woman that you want to, move forward with on a one-to-one level. Then you ask her if that's something she's interested in. Okay? But you don't just come in the gate when the ink's still wet on your birth certificate practically, and you up there trying to, get her to commit to you and not talk to no other dudes and all this old shit. Y'all be doing too much. You really your expectations are just ridiculous. You ain't done shit. You haven't proven nothing. You haven't, there's nothing here for her to commit to. Except the pipe dream that you're going to be her man. Now, admittedly, there are some dumb women who do stuff like that. The second they meet a dude, they start considering him their boyfriend and they start treating him all kind of crazy ways. And those are the kind that narcs look for. Because they're very easy to manipulate, control, and take advantage of because they're so fucking thirsty. But that's not how a woman with any sense and self-esteem would handle herself in the dating world. I just met you, I just met you, I just met you, and I just met you. I'm going to talk to all of you until I figure out what you are. And then I'm going to X you, and I'm going to X you, then I'm going to be down to 2, then I'm going to fill this slot with somebody else and this slot with somebody else, and I'm going to talk to them and see which part of the cream rises to the top. And then that's the man I'm going to keep. The rest of you going to get tossed back like undersized fish. So I don't, this whole thing right here is just ridiculous. It's not even love bombing because he hasn't been around to love bomb nobody. He just want to control, just want to come in the gate, have the ultimate control over some woman, and like feel like a sense of ownership and control. He's not love bombing her. That he hasn't nothing this nigga has done has love bombed nobody. He just came in the door trying to, get his hooks in somebody without having done shit. He hasn't done nothing. Ain't bought shit. Ain't taking her no damn where. He said he want to know who else she's talking to. Talking, as in conversation. Okay? Let's get it straight. Y'all got to listen better. Question number 5. Female 56 to 65 from Arlington, Texas. I recognize that I live my life and don't live my life based on the happiness of my youngest son. I keep myself isolated because he struggles to find a girlfriend. He started living with me when he had seizures 3 years ago because the person he was living with was afraid to witness that type of thing again. So he's been living in my basement. Oh my God. He has mental health issues. I know his brain was deprived of oxygen during the time he had surgery, open heart surgery as a baby because he was blue all the time, which led me to have him checked by a doctor. He is a very angry person. All he wants is a girlfriend and a family. He refuses psychological treatment. He doesn't eat or sleep well at all. He works a very hard job, and I find myself organizing what I'm going to cook for him when he gets out, which takes a good part of my day. He always asks me to buy stuff. He does pay me, but to buy stuff that he is going to cook. But when he gets home, he will walk in with fast food and retreat to his room, but is always grateful when I make something, which is why I continue to make stuff. I used to stop cooking on Friday nights, hoping that since he didn't have to work till Monday, he would fend for himself. But I notice on the days he doesn't work, he won't eat anything but fast food. He used to be a really good cook. He is for sure a narc, but I'm sure this is why he's having trouble finding a girlfriend. I literally ended a very good relationship I had with someone because my son was not happy, and I'm not going to go out and enjoy myself when he's sitting in the basement every weekend in isolation. As we know, COVID has not helped because now he can't go out and hang out in the bars and meet women. He goes to the beach alone. He takes walks alone. He was set up on a blind date a few weeks back, and he ends up going and overspending on extravagant dinners and things don't end up working out. I always tell him just go for coffee or walk. Don't spend money until you know it's a thing. My thing is, Deb, I'm way too focused on him. I'm not living my life at all. I have really bad anxiety from this. Everyone just wants their kids to be happy, and this one just can't seem to get there. He tells me constantly to stop doing stuff for him. I was buy his favorite pre-made meal from the market, and his depression is bad that week he won't eat it. I asked him yesterday if he thought it'd be okay if I froze a meal I bought because he wasn't eating it. He said, I don't ask you to do this stuff, and if I want one, I would go buy it. I just wonder if there are any other parents out there that are as unhealthily focused on their adult child as I am. Probably, but I think they would know better than to write to me because they know that they would get told off. Now, see, this is an interesting thing about your son, though. Even though you're doing all this stuff for him, he keeps telling you to stop, and you're not listening. I didn't tell you to buy that for me, he says, yet you continue to do it. And you sit there and you worry about him when he's telling you, don't worry about me. So I'm kind of at a loss for why you feel like you need to put your life on hold for a grown man. I mean, he may have some problems and stuff, but he's fully capable of handling them himself. He's holding down a job, right? He's going to work every day. That means he has some sense of responsibility and accountability, so he can be responsible and accountable for himself. Oh, thanks, Lee. Oh, Leandra's back. You know, I'm thinking, the problem. I mean, yes, he may have some issues. He had some brain damage, and he's dealing with depression. I mean, who wouldn't be living with depression, living in somebody's basement? I mean, that would do it for me. But that isn't really the issue. You're looking at what's wrong with him. I want you to turn around and look at what's wrong with you. And you need to get yourself to somebody's strengths couch because there's some problem where you feel like you need to hang on to this adult male and let everything else in your life go, including your own romantic life. It's not like you that old, so you need to get off your ass, lady, and leave this boy alone. You tell him if you need something, let me know. Otherwise, I'll cook on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday or something, or Sunday or something. And other than that, you're gonna be on your own because I'm not cooking every day, and that's it. I don't know what, then start going out. Go out with your friends. Do stuff for yourself. I used to always be able to recommend meetup.com, but with COVID now, ain't nobody meeting up. Yeah, she's stifling him. Well, I mean, if he's taking his ass, she said he used to be a good cook. That means he knows how to cook. That means he's choosing not to cook and he's choosing to buy fast food. Okay, he's a grown man. If he wants to eat fast food and kill himself early, that's his choice. You know what I mean? I mean, what you supposed to do? It's not like he's a baby in diapers. He's not a toddler. This is a grown ass man. With the job, he taking his money from his paycheck and going and buying fast food. I mean, it's not a choice I would make, but he's entitled to make it. He's a grown man. Yeah, does she refuse to let herself be happy because he's not? Maybe you should model happiness for him so he can model it from you. Did you ever think of that? You working around all depressed and acting all stupid, and so he is too. Because that's what you're doing. He don't want to be happy because you're not. So both of you guys are sitting there making each other miserable. This is some sick stuff. Question number 6, female, 21 to 25 from Pensacola, Florida. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for just about a year now, and it's been amazing in every sense of the word. We met in his last few months in the military, and in a short period of time, our lives have seamlessly fit together, and we just moved in with each other last month. With all that being said, I've noticed some things over the last few months, and I'm strongly suspected he was abused as a child, and I'm not sure what to do. He has some old scars down his back. Oh, I didn't think much of him until I lost a bet where I got to wax his legs. I noticed he had the same type of scars on the backs of his legs like they were made by getting hit with a type of a switch. I asked him about them and he said he didn't know what they were from. He's extremely jumpy sometimes, especially right when he's falling asleep. If I or someone touches him and it surprises him, he'll jump out of his skin and sometimes get angry. In addition to just certain parts of his body, he hates being touched more than others. The inside of his legs and his neck. He has a hair trigger temper and he's very protective of me and his sisters, to the point where he sounds and acts paranoid. He gets into moods where he won't speak for long periods of time. He'll just sit and stare off. He binge drinks once a month. And lastly, he twitches and cries in his sleep. Now, a lot of these things I would just write off as quirks, but all of that combined led me to believe he has a history of abuse. And then recently I started to question about his opinions on child raising, as it's not that far in the future for us, and he doesn't seem to have any issues with hitting his child. When I questioned him about why he thinks that, he said violence is like a universal language. Everyone understands it. This was chilling to me and admittedly heartbreaking. This man has given up so much of his time for me and sacrifices daily so I can have a comfortable life. And I want him to raise my children, but I don't know where to start to help him with these issues. I just need advice. Are you a shrink? If you're not, then there's nothing you can do to help this man. He's a DBR. Damage beyond repair. And it's unfortunate. See, this is another example of, people just not treating kids right. Not with bruises on the back of his legs from switches. That's no. And being touched on the inside of his thighs and his neck. That's not anything to do with the military. That's some personal stuff, some child being inappropriately touched as a child. And yeah, he's not old enough, and we haven't had no draft or nothing. What would he be having in? What you call it? He's only 21 to 25 age group. He ain't been to no war or nothing. So he's no. I think she's on the right track. There's definitely is that. But as far as what you can do there's nothing you can do to help him. This requires professional intervention, because this young guy, he sounds like he's experienced some really horrific things, and the fact that he's so protective of his sisters would probably translate to him being the brunt of the abuse. Taking it so that the abuser wouldn't mess with the sisters. The only thing you can do is give him a referral number to a counselor or a group, counseling thing for men who are survivors of that kind of abuse. Will he do anything about it? Probably not, because it sounds like he's in denial that it even happened. What does this mean as far as you having a relationship with this man? It's not good. What does it mean as far as you being able to raise children with him and him not pounding on them the way that he was pounded on? Unless he gets some therapy and understands that that's not how you do little kids, then you're going to be setting your children up to be as abused as he was. Because he doesn't, since he's not accepting that's what happened to him, that means he doesn't see anything wrong with it. Are you connecting these dots here? So you're going to be having kids and bring them into an environment where their dad is going to be beating their ass, right? Since violence is the universal language. Now, if you don't want children that are going to be pounded on mercilessly, then I suggest that you tell them you can't continue with this relationship. These are things you said you've noticed these the past few months. You've been noticing this stuff. What the fuck did you move in with them for? So now I got to look at you. You see that the dude is all fucked up in the head, and then you have pack your shit up and move your happy ass in with him, and then start complaining now about the fact that he wants to beat on kids. I don't understand you, young ladies. I don't understand how you be thinking. You know, I just don't understand. The handwriting was right on the wall, and you asked him about it, and he denied it. Okay, that's all you need to know. Because when his denial means he's not ready to accept it, which means he's not ready to admit it that it happened, nor is he ready to get anything done about it. Because he's still in denial that it even happened in the first place. There's nothing you can do here. Okay? Nothing. This is messed up. Okay? Question number 7. Female. Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. Where the hell is that? Stoke-on-Trent. Never heard of it. My 4-year-old daughter is very much devoted to me. It's normal, I think, at 4. And my husband doesn't do much with her or spend that much time with her to get her interested in spending time with him either. But tonight at bedtime, he said, I love you. And she said, I love you, but I love mummy more. His response was, I love you, but I love your brother more, which is why he will get loads of Christmas presents and you won't get any. Wow. My daughter started crying, and he said, oh, and your brother will get 15 birthdays, and you won't get one at all. Then he went downstairs and left me with the wailing. I'm sure she loves him loads more now since he did all that, eye roll. Plus, this is not an isolated event. It's not a normal response, is it? What should I say to him? You should have picked up some nearest blunt object and clobbered him. This is a moment when you go bop upside somebody's head. How dare he emotionally abuse a 4-year-old kid like that? He's stupid. You married a stupid man. Who would even think that something like that was an appropriate thing to say to a 4-year-old? Of course a 4-year-old is going to love mommy more. That's what little kids do. And then they get older, then they love daddy more. Then they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, depending on who's, giving them what they want in the moment. But when little children are small, they always are more attached to their mother. For him to say some fucked up shit like that and make her cry, then he didn't even stop after the first thing. He gonna rub salt in the wound and say it more. And you had right me to ask what you should say. You should have put her in the bed and went downstairs and found him and started pounding on his ass or shot him or something. How dare he say something like that to your kid? I'm telling you, activate Bop. he would have been busted upside the head. That's just not cool at all. That's emotional abuse of a 4-year-old child. Understand what kind of man you married. He's a fucking jerk. An asshole. And you said this is not the isolated incident. This is something he does all the time. And you still with him? You need to get them kids away from his ass. I don't understand this. He wouldn't be around my kids hurting them like that. Nope. Because, those emotional wounds stay and hurt your child far more than physical ones. Because bruises, those heal. You got the memory of the pain and all of that. But those heal. Those emotional wounds stay raw for decades. And her feeling, rejected and like daddy loves the brother more and he straight told her he does and all this kind of stuff. And because of what did somebody said at 4 years old? You better rethink your marriage. Because people say, well, you just look at what they did. I never look at what they did. I look at why they did it. What was the motivation to do it? And when you start looking at men and their actions like that, you can see a lot of things more clearly. You can excuse one little action. But if you think about, well, what made him do that? What did he think that was okay? And why would you think it was fine for you to torture a 4-year-old emotionally and abuse her like that? And then this is not even the first time. What is going on in his head? See, that's where I would go with it, and I would be filing for divorce. That would be that. I don't want my kids around you. Right? If you're going to get visitation, they're going to be around you as little as possible. But definitely not on a daily basis. One day every other weekend, and they're going to be spending the night here. They ain't going to spend the night with you because you crazy. Yeah, it's intentional. It's absolute. Because like I said, he heard it at first, and then he went back for round 2 and added the stuff about the birthdays. And then she says, well, this isn't the first time. It's like, and he's still breathing? You're not going to abuse my kid. That's not going to happen. You're going to abuse, you're going to say some fucked up shit to my baby. I'm going to cut your tongue out. You bet you won't be saying no fucked up shit to her again. How about that? You be saying some fucked up shit to her in sign language. That's about the only thing you'd be able to say. But, this is ridiculous. This is beyond immature. This is a man who is intentionally trying to hurt a little girl. He's trying to break her, and she's 4. This does not bode well for this girl's future, being around this man as a daddy. I'm just saying, motherfucker be up there. That'd be all he'd be able to do, because he wouldn't be able to say nothing. Tongueless fuck. I don't know, that might, well, I guess, well, whatever. My mind's going places I don't need it to go. Question number 8. You missed 7 questions. Question number 8. Female, 37. Oh, well, I'm sorry. She missed, like, what should you say to him? You should tell him, look, you are fucking. You are fucking with my child, and I'm telling you, you do some shit to that like to her. Do that, something like that to her again, where you break her heart and try to emotionally break her and damage her self-esteem and anything like that. Motherfucker, we're going to be in divorce court. Because one thing I'm not going to have is you talking crazy to my kids. You got one more time. That's what you tell him. Because I've been watching you do this and stuff. I haven't really said that much. I've been observing at you. But this shit here takes the cake. Because a 4-year-old said she loves her mother. Every 4-year-old that you ask in this world is going to say the same thing. Get over it. You'll get your turn. But it's not your turn right now. She's 4. Idiot. That's what I would say to him. Okay? Something along those lines. If you say something, you have her crying again, and watch what happens to you. She ain't gonna be the only one crying. Now, question number 8, female, 37 to 45 from Columbus. I need help figuring out what to do and say to end bad dates quicker. I got divorced 2 years ago, and even with COVID, I've been trying to get back out there, but woo! Trying to find somewhere where there is mutual interest is so challenging. My last 2 dates were really bad. Like the guy shows up and there's no attraction, none. The conversation goes downhill from there, and basically I get stuck. They were both less than 2 hours, but about an hour too long. I finally told him that my daughter needed something and got out of there. In both cases, the guy wanted to go again. I kind of let them know I wasn't interested. I know the right answer is to be honest and tell them I'm not interested, but maybe some other ideas on how to do that and some ideas on other ways to get out of it quicker. It is getting cold at night, and dates that drag on and keep me out in the cold suck. Girl, this is why and I know a lot of women here disagree with me. This is exactly why I like coffee dates. For that first date, I don't want to be stuck with you for more than 30 minutes. I'm going to get in. I'm going to interview you. I'm going to ask you some questions that I didn't get to ask you during our initial phone call. Because, see, that's the first screen. And if you pass that, then we'll meet. But, first we're going to have a phone call. If I don't like what you say on the phone call, then we're not going to even do that. But, sometimes, you have to read people. You have to see people, their body language. You can't get all of that over a phone call. I want to see what your grooming is like. There's a lot of things that you're going to see when you meet someone face to face that you don't get to see over the phone. They might give you the right answers, but then you get there and you find out he got yuck mouth. His teeth is all fucked up, or his grooming is off, or he dressed like a homeless person or something. He has a scent, and it ain't a good one. That kind of stuff. He just looks like a slob, or he looked normal from here down, and then from there he's got like one of those oompa loompa bodies or something. I don't know. I've just seen all kind of things. I've seen men that have a bigger butt than me. They're gonna be sitting there with some tight jeans on and stuff, and it's something trying to like, thinking we gonna go on a date. I'm like, oh no, because from the back nobody's gonna know who's the girl. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work, sir. Nope, not doing it. He pays for the coffee. But it's, we in and out for $6, $7 at the most. I want to be in and out. I don't want to waste my time. And this is the kind of stuff, that happens when you be on them dinner dates and stuff. Now, some women, they're so focused on the fact that the guy took them out and spent some money on them. But I'm thinking, okay, these low budget ass bitches, buy your own fucking dinner. What you want to do? You just met the motherfucker. You don't know nothing about him, and you trying to like come up on a dinner, and you think that's the most important thing here. If the most important thing is, do you have anything in common with this man? You find that out real quick. If things go well, then you guys go out to dinner the next time. Then you know that you have something to talk about. You got a vibe going when you go out with him and spend 2 hours over some romantic dinner or some shit. But I'm not doing that on the first date. I'm not doing that. My time is too valuable. I don't know you. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah, low budget bitches sitting at LBB. That's what I used to call them. But it's like, they always worried about somebody feeding their hungry asses. Bitch, eat some salad. That's what you need to do. You need to lose some weight anyway. But I'm like, he took me to so and so, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And that's very meaningful to them. There's a lot of channels that promote that shit on YouTube. That, you shouldn't accept a coffee date. I'm going to tell you what. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck on some shit like this, and then you're going to be mad because you wasted 2-3 hours in an outfit on a fucker. I'm going to show up in my yoga pants and a T-shirt and my hair just like this and do my makeup just like this. And I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to look at you and we're going to have a conversation. And if I like what I hear, then we can take me out again and then I'll dress up. But other than that, you're going to get me just the way I am. And that's just the way it is. I'm trying to tell you, I have all kind of stories about LBBs. Woof. From the 90s and the early 2000s, I used to roll. These chicks, oh my God, I had to let them go. Because they was just, they was ruining my rep. Yep, less than 2 hours, but an hour too long. Yeah, see, then you got to lie to get out of there. See, that's just too much. Just be better time management. Say, I'll meet you for coffee or whatever. You don't like coffee, tea, milkshake, a drink. The shit, it's the same shit, but you have a very short time parameter around it. You get in there with your well poised questions. You find out what's going on with dude. You get the visual and stuff. You talk to him. You see if he can even hold a conversation and all this kind of stuff. And then you be like, well, that was really nice. It was great to meet you. I've got to go. And you be up and out. I love it. You can do 3 of those in a day. It don't have nothing to do with you not being valued. I mean, you equate your value as a person, as a woman, to what some complete stranger spends on you. That means your ass has some extremely low self-esteem. They don't see it that way, but that's it is. You're feeling like you're somebody because of what some stranger spent on you. I'm telling you, I've listened to some of those channels. I'm like, wow, these chicks are just telling these women some all kinds of off the wall bullshit. Your time as a woman, your effort that you put into what you look like and all that stuff, all that's worth way more than that little $29.99 dinner that motherfucker bought you. I mean, $29. You know what I mean? I just can't. But that's how I do it, and it's never done me wrong. Sometimes, if it's going really well, they'll say, well, oh, the coffee was great and stuff. Do you have more time? I'd like to take you to dinner. Okay, if things are going really well, then you always can get up and go. Now, I don't be dressed up, so we have to go someplace, somewhat casual. But the fact is that if it's going really well and you guys want to spend more time together and it's mutual, then you can do that. But you don't go into it expecting a man to, spend out his money and buy you dinner, and you think that if he doesn't, that's, something's wrong with you and that he's not valuing you. Please. I'm just saying. An LBB is a low budget bitch. That's some low budget bitch who's trying to come up on a meal and trying to come up on all kind of stuff. I talk about them real bad. They don't have shit. Ain't trying to get shit except to get, get it all based on what some man bought them or something. Question number 9, male, 25 to 29 out of Cleveland. I have been going out with this woman for a month. The last 2 times we were together, we were up until 5 a.m. No eggplant, but we're playful and we did talk. She even said that she enjoyed being with me and her family has seemingly taken a liking of me. Even her dad, who gave me some stuff, and her dog. The past weekend, we decided to take a break from going out, and we haven't spoken in days until last night, but it's been gnawing at me, though. She has been on my mind practically every day, and I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't want it distracting me from work or my other obligations, you know? I do have a life outside of our relationship, but I'd like to live it as well. Plus, we're just simply getting to know each other, so it's not like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, although her sister, who set us up, seems to think so. Apparently, at least in my perception, the woman I'm seeing has been talking about me positively. Otherwise, her sister wouldn't have said that to her friends. Hmm. Whatever the case, I know this. Our last time together at her place, we were a little more physical with our playfulness. Nothing sexual, but fun stuff. The moment, though, that took me completely off guard was when I was talking about my family. I got emotional, and she saw I was starting to tear up. She took and held my hand for a while and even kissed it. Okay, he went on and wrote a damn novel. Okay, then. She lived a hard life. I can see why she is the way she is. I was missing her. Overall, she's a good person. She's made some mistakes and suffered under horrible events, but she's strong. I care about her. I just wondering if I have fallen in love and if that is what this feels like. I don't know if she feels the same way about me, and that's what's been bothering me. I don't want to become one of those people that obsess over somebody just because they're pretty and what have you, just to find out that the other person doesn't share those same feelings. Anyway, I'll be asking her out again before too long, but I'm afraid that that rejection with this feeling I have going on right now. Deb, is this something a lot of guys say they feel when something is new? No, only the cowardly ones with no nuts, which there seems to be quite a few of you these days. You know, this is it. You in a 25 to 29-year-old age group, and you don't know if you in love. Sounds like you on the path to me. But this is the thing about love. This is the thing about love. You don't love somebody with the expectation that they're going to love you back now, when you want them to, or ever. You love who you love. They may or may not reciprocate. That's just how it is. Okay. Now, it's really great when they do, and it's mutual. Sometimes you be in love before they are, right? It's like I always, my analogy is there's a train, okay? There's a train, and you're on the train, and the train is going, and your person is at a distant stop because they haven't gotten on the love train yet. You on the train, but they still standing there like, well, I don't know if I'm going to get on this train yet. I don't know if I'm going to get on this train at all. This train, I don't know, this train. I got to think about this train. Okay, so you on the train and riding, hoping that they get on, and they may, but then again, they may not. But does that make you get off the train? See, this is the kind of courage that women look for, the kind of surety that a man really does truly love them before they really start trusting him and let their guard down. But if the first thing that you do is run scared soon as you feel the slightest little bit of resistance, well, that doesn't make a woman feel very confident about your love. That means you have that kind of flaky love. As soon as your relationship hits a snag, you going to jump ship and bail. That's what women think. That's the women's biggest fear. We look for security. And a man who is cowardly and shivering in his boots like this does not offer that. Dudes, I'm telling you, if you really love a woman, I'm not saying to the point that you become a stalker or anything like that. Monitor your behavior. Don't scare her. But make sure that your steps toward her are with confidence, that they express the emotion the same. Okay, you're not here, there, all over the place. Your stuff, your progress in the relationship is a slow but steady pace, and it's going in one direction. You don't veer to the left, to the right, go circle around and do all stuff. See, then you confuse her and you make her feeling, she feels insecure about you, and then she'll just leave the relationship. because she doesn't know what you doing, where you coming from. So you need to get your stuff together before you see her again. Decide what it is that you really want here, and then man up and express it. Say, I know it's early. I know it's early, but I'm really having these feelings. I'm just really vibing with you. So you don't use the love word. You use some other little euphemism. You like, I'm really vibing with you. I could really see, this going somewhere, because you just as cool. I just haven't met anybody who's just so cool like you. Stuff like that. So you give her some, she knows where you're coming from, but you don't use that L word, and you don't start talking the M word, and you don't say nothing about moving in together, having babies, none of that kind of stuff. You just acknowledge the fact that things are going in a really good direction, and you feeling her. Okay, that's all you got to do. Nobody said you go and propose. Oh, you always amazed for her? I'm just saying this. Guys, I don't know. That's why I tell you, I know if I was a dude, I would have all the women. All of them. Because they just don't get it. I don't know. Anyway, question number 10. 10 of 23. If you just came in, this is What the Fuck Tuesday, the live stream relationship advice column here on the Debsterism channel. We do this every Tuesday. Sometimes we throw in an extra one here and there. You never know. Lady Boss is our wonderful hostess with the mostest. She keeps the troll population down to a low roar. And then all the guests that come, we have a lot of regulars that are here every single week. Really do great at supporting the channel. They're my Patreon subscribers. They make super chat donations. They send me, what are them things called that I have? That Cash App tips and stuff. You guys been doing that. People been saying thank you for their advice letters and stuff and sending a little donation that way. So that's very nice. I just, that's new. People usually just don't say nothing. So, they say thank you and send a little $5 or $10 and stuff, $20 something. That's nice. I appreciate it because this is a lot of work. So let's move on. Question number 10. Female, 26 to 29 out of Miami. Any idea how to tell the difference between a guy that is super into you and excited and one that isn't a good guy? Oh. My new boyfriend is very attentive and follows through, but he said he loved me after just a few weeks. He talks about the future, etc. He said that if we were to move in together, he would be happy to get a prenup as we both own property. But him saying a few times he has no idea what I'm worth, etc., kind of makes me feel a bit odd. It's like he's sussing out my net worth. Also today, he said he wasn't sure if I had Asperger's or if I was affected by being around someone like that. We have... What? I guess this is supposed to say only. This is a typo. Been seeing one another for 6 weeks. I have wondered about myself at times, but I'm a bit thrown as to why he would say this to me. I can't work out if this guy is just a normal guy that's really into me and I'm struggling letting someone close, or is he intense and inappropriate? Oh, no. Now, where's the lady who said love bombing? This is when you would say that. This is the love bomb right here. And then trying to get all his nose all up in your financial business. Please don't tell him anything about your stuff. And if he comes to your house, make sure you have your shit locked up in a safe. Social security card, birth certificates, credit card statements, investment portfolios, deeds, all that locked up. Better yet, put it in a safe deposit box, not even in your house. Okay? Put your life insurance policies, all that, somewhere outside of your house. So if he go rummaging around, he's not going to find nothing. This goes for the rest of you, too. You can't even trust your family these days. Because if you want to get a policy on you and suddenly your ass is laid up in the morgue and you don't even know what happened. While they collecting, they be killing people for $100,000 and stuff. They think that's a lot of money. So, shit, I could spend $100,000 in 10 minutes. That ain't no money at all. But it's like you have to be careful. You guys have to be more vigilant. Not only about insurance, what they call identity theft, but people will set you up. Okay, will set you up. So keep your personal documents in a very safe place under lock and key. Nobody should have access to them but you. Nobody. Okay. Now, in this particular case, he's already started. So he's all attentive and all of that stuff. And then after just 6 weeks, he starts trying to pick at you and tell you what's wrong with you. So he's now the campaign to break you down and have you downing yourself has begun. Get rid of him. telling you that if you had Asperger's or stuff. So now you're going to start downing yourself. Oh, do I? Am I undiagnosed? Oh, who have I been around with? You don't see what I mean? You're going to start doubting yourself and questioning yourself. And that's what he wants. And so then he's just going to escalate that behavior to where you, pretty soon, you're not going to know whether you're coming or going. Get rid of this fool. Tell him it's not working out. Tell him you met somebody else. I don't give you. Tell him whatever you want to tell him, but just get rid of him. And you don't understand it. Go on Netflix and watch that movie Dirty John. That's what just gonna happen to you. You own property and stuff. He knows you got some money. Even if you don't have liquid resources, you can still have some resources that he can get you to get a second on. That means you probably got some decent credit. You can co-sign for some shit. He's picked you out. You're a mark. You're a mark, lady. Get rid of this dude. And then if you just stop telling people what you own, why he know all that business about you and you only been dealing with his ass for 6 weeks? He should know shit about you. The house that you live in, I rent. I rent this. I have a lease option. You tell him whatever you want to tell him. It's none of his fucking business. Lie. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was crazy. I'm just saying. But you want a story about the woman who gets caught up in the situation? This is it right here. Because the lady had, she had money, she had resources. Dude didn't have a pot to piss in. And dude talking about you're both on property. You don't know what he owns. You just know what he said he owned. But I know one thing. I'm not liking how this is going. Get rid of him. Question number 11. Female, 225 from Spokane. I am gobsmacked, as my grandma used to say. Oh, my God. Gobsmacked. I haven't heard that in years. My ex-boyfriend, who is 23, texted me last night out of the blue asking for a hookup, and she put a whole bunch of exclamation marks. When I was dating him, I had noticed we didn't have much in common besides barely talking to each other and was planning to break up with him. I just didn't want to do it right before his birthday. Ironically, he broke up with me. It ended civilly, though. I felt a wave of relief that it was over. Besides not having anything in common, I felt like his mother a lot of the time. I'd have to prompt him to make conversation, which I dislike doing. Besides always cooking for him because he couldn't cook, and picking him up after from work because he didn't drive, there wasn't much going for the relationship. Anyway, we didn't date longer than 5 months. I wouldn't have dated him for 5 minutes. Now it's 3 months after our breakup, and he texted me asking to have eggplant sometime. It was around midnight. He said he missed the good times we had together and felt lonely. Never in a million years did I think I would hear from him, let alone in this way. I would never have been faced with a booty call from an ex before. Would it be best not to respond or politely tell him I'm not interested in that? I don't want to turn it into an FWB situation. What the fuck is wrong with you? I done told y'all 55 million times, when you break up with a motherfucker, you block him. He shouldn't have been able to call you, to ask you nothing, to text you, to do anything. You were supposed to block him, but you didn't. You know why? Because you wanted to hear from him. So in spite of your proclamations that, I would have never expected this, you didn't do anything to stop it, did you? You just left that door wide open, gate all open for him to just come dancing through, acting stupid. You know that there's nothing in here for you. It was a dumb relationship anyway. You should have went out with him maybe once or twice, saw that he was a fool, didn't have shit, ain't about shit, and then you don't go out with him. I'm not going out with no man that don't have a car. I'm not doing that. No. At least some kind of vehicle, motorcycle, car, truck, something. They some kind of vehicle. And of his own, and a place to live, not living with his mama, although a lot of people doing that these days because of COVID. So we kind of might have to adjust that a little bit because of the times, but in general, you didn't have no conversation. You got to take care of him like his mother. He can't cook. So that if he can't cook, that means he needs to buy his food or he just don't eat. Why do you feel like it's your responsibility to feed him? Stuff like this. This whole relationship sounded stupid from the gate. And, so then he's going to ask you that. And you're supposed to tell him, since you didn't block him, you're supposed to say, no, thank you. It wasn't that good and I don't want any more. Then you block him. Okay? So that would shut that down. I was going to turn into an FWB situation. That's only what happened if you was just double dumb and just let him come back into your life with his non-car having, non-cooking, live with his mama ass. I know, just a dusty bum. Question, the standards here for these young women is just so fucking low. It just drives me crazy. This dude, you can't even smell my fart. You don't have shit going on in your life. I don't have no rep for you. None. I mean, even when I was this age, he dude would have told me I don't have a car. And I can't cook. I've been like, wow, that's really fucked up. Well, it was nice meeting you. And I've been walking on down the road over there somewhere. You have to have standards, ladies, and take any old scallywag piece of man just because he's a dude with a dingling and you thinking that you're going to make a relationship with it. You got to stop doing that. Have some fucking standards. Ooh. Female to a question 12 of 23. This is a female 26 to 29 from Kansas City, Missouri. She says, my boyfriend of 3 months keeps his love for me a secret because he claims he feels guilty about having something wonderful where his sisters and his friends don't. It's really kind of odd to me. I don't want to be offended by this, but my boyfriend told me that what we have is so beautiful that we can't tell others because it would only make them jealous and sad. Oh, dude is good. I got to use this one. He said he hasn't told anyone how in love he is, and it's not because he's afraid we won't last. He knows we will. When we are around his single friends, he barely touches me, and if they leave the room, he will grab me and kiss me real quick. But otherwise, he seems super weird about displaying any affection in front of others that he knows. In public, he's totally the opposite and over the top with PDAs. He's super close with his sisters and said they never had this kind of love, and he doesn't want them to feel bad, so he barely talks about me. They live out of state, so we haven't met. He's never had this kind of love, but I think they would be happy for the brother they love. He even said he didn't want to bring me to his house that he shares with a guy because the guy's single and might feel bad to see us together. Is this normal behavior with men? No. Yesterday, we ran some errands and went to a store he frequents for supplies for his business, and he said he didn't want the guys who worked there to see he had a beautiful girlfriend, his words, because no one takes him seriously, and he's just a nerdy guy, and he actually got emotional and said he didn't know why I even loved a guy like him. I'm just trying to understand him. He's trying to hide what we have and what we are, and it makes me sad. Oh, no, he wouldn't get to do that, because you know what I would do? 3 months, huh? Uh-huh. Next time I was around his friends, I'd be like, oh, we've been dating for 3 months. You didn't know that, right? Did you know that we've been dating for 3 months? I don't know why he doesn't want to tell people. That's what I would do. She might not even be the side chick. He might not have a main chick. He might just have a couple of women that he's dating. That doesn't necessarily mean she's a side anything. But he doesn't want the women to know about each other, you know. And a lot of these dudes play that nerdy, I'm a nerdy little geek game. That's just game. Because, your player of life can trim his hair down, put a part in his hair, and put on some glasses and play like he's a nerd. And women will fall for it. Okay? Don't be fooled. Don't be doing what they say they are and what they look like they are. Go by how they treat you. In a situation like this, you either have to go along with it, leave it, or bust him out. I would choose the latter and then leave him. But before I left, I would have to wreck his world. His little game. I'd have to upset that apple cart. I'd call up his sisters. Oh, yeah. I know we haven't met and everything, but me and your brother's dating. And, he just doesn't want you guys to know because he claims that he's so happy he doesn't want you to feel bad because he's happy. What do you think about that? Does that sound crazy to you? I don't know what to think about that. And have all this kind of conversation with his, he need a bop. You're right. He need a bop. Yeah, they play that, the good dude game to try to get you off, get your guard down and stuff because you think, oh, he won't hurt me. He's just a nerd. He doesn't have any game. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Yep. So anyway, that's what I would do. He's trying to hide. You're not going to hide me. I don't know what you're doing, but if you're going to be dealing with multiple people, be man enough to say it. I'm dating multiple people. I don't tell dudes that I'm dealing with 2 or 3 dudes. So, you got to get in where you fit in. And some of them are like, well, I want to be the only one. Well, you can work your way up to that promotion, work your way up to that position by getting some promotions. But right now, you at the entry level, brother. You haven't done nothing to prove yourself. So, I don't know what to tell you. That ain't going to happen. So, to see what they do. Let's move on to question number 13. Female 225 out of Atlanta. What do you do when a friend or someone else you have regular contact with makes you feel bad and uncomfortable, but you can't quite put your finger on what specifically it is that they're doing to make you feel like that? Is it childish to just avoid them, especially if they notice that you're avoiding them and ask what's wrong? Are you upset by you avoiding them? I really need some help figuring out what to say. Makes you feel bad and uncomfortable. See, you don't say, is this a male friend, a female? You don't say what they're doing or saying that makes you feel bad or uncomfortable. And you say you can't quite put your finger on it, but you have to give me some kind of hints. Like, okay, when somebody, they did this or they said that, I felt bad and uncomfortable. You're not giving me anything. You just want me to like totally create something out of my imagination. That's not how this works. You give me a situation, a scenario, and I analyze it. I do not go into la la land on this column. I deal with what you told me, what you tell me, the facts of the matter. And right here, you haven't really given me any. Perhaps you can write back, and we'll include this in next week. Please expand on this. I need some examples. They're you making you feel bad and stuff. I mean, what? What is it that you are feeling, and when do you feel it? Okay? So then I can respond. Right now, there's nothing I can do with this, so we're just going to move on. Question number 14, male, 18 to 21 from Jackson, Mississippi. My ex is the only girl I've ever been with. We were together for a year, and we have been broken up for 2. Well, dang, were you was dating when you was 3? She was white, and I am black. Oh, in Jackson, Mississippi, this is going to get interesting. Yep, Eleanor Roosevelt, that is it. Cash App will ruin a marriage? I'll take that chance. Forgot I had wine. Okay. I stayed single since then because our relationship made me feel incredibly insecure and self-conscious about my body. Auntie Deb, she constantly made comments about certain aspects of my body that disappointed her. She compared me to her ex. She told her friends about how disappointed she was in me. She just ruined my confidence and self-esteem. She especially made fun of how I didn't live up to her sexual expectations of what a black man should be, specifically things revolving around my size. She said her ex was much larger and she expected that of me. When she finally broke up, she told me, "You really thin for a black guy." Wow. This stuff has been in my head since then, and I am genuinely terrified to date. And on some level, I think now terrified of women in general. How can I get past this hang up? Okay, see, what you were supposed to do is channel your brothers from what are these black channels, what they call it? The manosphere. You're supposed to channel them, and you're supposed to light her ass up. That's what you're supposed to do. You let no woman talk about you like that. You say, bitch, just because you got a fucking cave for a pussy, it take 5 niggas to fill that shit up. What the fuck are you talking about? Something along those lines. You don't let nobody slam you, and you don't slam them back. It's the same shit I tell women. You don't let somebody talk about you like that. She would have been every kind of big pussy hoe I could have thought of. So if they're fucking rolling pins and shit, and then you just get a dude who's just normal and you don't know what to do with it. If shit all stretched out, you ain't even had no babies. I'm telling you, I would have just lit her ass up. she would have been unhappy that she said that shit to me. And coach, she would have been all kind of other slurs as well. Because see, once you pull that off, and you open that door, I'm going to go through it. And I'm going to dance my way, and I'm going to dance on your nerves, and I'm going to hurt every feeling that you ever had. And you started it. Just remember that. You started this. You put the gas on it. And I don't know how to shut up. And I'm going to say some real fucked up shit to you. That's how I do. If you say something crazy to me, I'm going to look at you. You know how I do? I'm going to look at you, and then I'm going to start. And I'm not going to finish until you in tears. That's how I do bitches. So if I was a dude, that's the same way I would do. She wouldn't have got away with that shit, telling me some bullshit like that. I'm just saying. Mm-mm. So, young man, what you have to realize is you first of all, you in Jackson, Mississippi, shouldn't have been dating no white girl. Okay, let's just start there. What the fuck was you doing? Okay. Then number two, you in a bad environment for that kind of stuff. California is different. Jackson, Mississippi, that's a no. And especially that's your first girlfriend and only one, the only thing like that. That was a mistake. You don't even have no basis for comparison, and now you got all fucked up. Then number two is, the main thing is like if you're going to deal with interracial relationships, that requires a certain kind of fortitude that you you have to have that kind of life experience and that kind of spine to be able to deal with what's going to come. Even if it didn't come from her, it would have been stuff would have been coming from other people about it because that's just, the nature of that kind of relationship. You don't sound like you're strong enough for that. You're very young. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to be superhuman or nothing, but I'm saying that was an avenue that you should not have walked on yet. You're not mature enough yet, emotionally or mentally or chronologically. Okay? That was not for you as you learn. So what I'm going to suggest is that you see about getting yourself some counseling. If you're a student, they should have some. I don't know where you go. Jackson State, they got counselors there, and you can, talk about it. See if you can get a man counselor, and he can give it to you straight. A brother. They tell you about yourself in a way that will help you heal this problem, and then you're gonna go on, and you're gonna find your voice in the future. You're not gonna let no woman talk shit to you like that. Nobody else either, but especially not some little trollop. Oh, we wouldn't use them big kind of words, can't hide, because she probably don't know what that shit mean. But everybody knows what it means when you got an echo in your pussy. Hello, 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 hello. Shit go on for days and it's that big and that wide. Stuff like that. All right, let's move on from that. Question number 15, female 30 to 36 from Canada. Hi, Miss Deb. Thank you for all your wise advice. You make me laugh out loud every time I listen to you. I'm not laughing so much about my current situation, but perhaps you can give me some clarity to move forward. I have a gut feeling that my partner is cheating on me. It's not his behavior, any evidence that I found. It's just a feeling. I'm highly intuitive, and it's never wrong. But it's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do. I want to confront him about it, but I fear there will be a backlash. He is the man of my dreams, and I don't want to lose him. We've been living together for a couple of years now. It's been great. The eggplant is amazing. We have joint business projects. We have fun traveling the world together. We enjoy the same things and have deep conversation. He's a very handsome and intellectual man, very cultured and very popular in our community. However, I have a sense that he was community D and perhaps still is. We have talked about being exclusive out of respect for each other and also for health purposes. I wouldn't want to catch HPV or worse. However, I don't think he's being exclusive. I have a feeling he's having eggplant with other people. What would you do if your gut and intuition were telling you that the man you're with who agreed to be monogamous is not being monogamous? Thanks in advance. Well, I have a slightly different take on this kind of stuff, as I have mentioned before. My own belief is until you're married, you're single, and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Now, I know a lot of women don't believe that, but we have a commitment. Yeah, but you don't have a ring. You ain't married. So you can't hold single men to the standard of a husband. It's nice that y'all say, oh, we're going to be committed and all this kind of stuff. But, okay. People say they're going to stop smoking and stop eating candy and stop, drinking too. But does that happen? Very rarely. So what I was, until somebody is emotionally there to where they want to make that kind of commitment to you and they're ready to do that, just moving in together and stuff, that don't mean nothing. Just like you moved in, you can move out. I've done it several times. Move in with a motherfucker, he acts stupid, I move, pack my shit, and move right back out. And usually don't tell them. They just come home and I'm gone. That's how I do things. I will ghost you in a minute. And I don't care. I don't care how long we've been together. You do some shit I don't like, I'm gone. And I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just going to be gone. Okay? Because I'm going to talk with my feet. So in a situation like this, when you are not married and you just living with somebody and you think he was CD and all this stuff, why are you not, you should be using all kinds of protection. dental dams, condoms, whatever you can find, right? Because in your mind, you have this feeling, you say you're never wrong, that he was community D. So people with community D have community D diseases. I'm not trying to be doing all of that. So that would be my suggestion to you. And if you have the money, you can hire, do a background check. Have somebody do an investigation on his ass. Where does he go? Who does he see? Who's he calling? All that kind of stuff. Well, probably cost you $1,000, but it would be something that would give you the backup and the confirmation that you need and to make a decision. Because it seems like, even though you feel like this, you're on the fence. You don't really want to, pull the trigger because you don't have any proof. See, me, all I need to do is think it. If I feel it, if I went from not feeling it to feeling it, that's all I need, because that means something changed. And my intuition is picking up on it, even if it's not my full brain isn't able to recognize what's going on. My womanly inner knowing picks up on the fact that you have a different energy. You talking to me different. You touching me different. Your moves are different. You breathing different. Women who are in love with a man are very in tune with him. And that's what a lot of men just don't understand, how we know. Then we can know what they think by the way they blink, the way they walk into a room, all kind of stuff. You can read your dude. And it's like, so I'm telling you, the fact that you're questioning it and that you feel like to me, that's all that would be it. I would be moving out. Yeah, it's real. But so many women don't trust their intuition. Even if something as simple as I get in my car, right? And I have a usual route that I go places. And I get in my car and some voice will tell me, don't go that way today. There's going to be a problem. You should take this alternate route. Do you know I will take the alternate route every time? And every time that I don't listen, what do I get? Stuck in traffic, car accidents, almost run over by a truck. All kind of shit has happened to me when I didn't listen. So I advise you to pay attention to what is, what you're feeling here. And like I said, if you really, because you sound like you got really invested in this dude, get you an investigator. You're going to have to come out of pocket, like I said, because they're not cheap. But it will give you the confirmation that you need, and then you can stop wasting your time. Because you're still young. You can tell Tracy, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you can just tell, just by looking at it. I could tell my husband, open the door and walked in the door from work, what was on his mind and what happened. I could just see it in his eyes. I could see it in his expression, the way he breathed when he walked in the door. It was just the weirdest thing. You just get so in tune with them. And guys just don't understand that. They just don't get it. And they think they're getting away with something. Every woman always knows her dude is cheating. Now, she might be like this lady and just not really ready to do anything about it, waiting to get some confirmation. But they always know. Yeah, the energy just gets different. When it's got like another energy in your relationship, you feel it. You feel it right away. So I don't know. That's what my suggestion is, though, since you need confirmation. Question number 16, male, 18 to 21, from Lexington, Kentucky. Yo, Auntie Deb, he says. I am in a real jacked up situation and I need your help. My best friend is a girl who's 1 year older than me. She just married her high school sweetheart, who she's been with for 4 years since she was 16. I know it's none of my business, but they are just awful together. In high school, he cheated on her twice, and both times destroyed her. Like, she was in a mess for so long about it, but they eventually got over it. After we graduated, they immediately got married. He started working and she went to community college. After a few months, he went into the Air Force and left for basic training and career training. He's been gone for 10 months now. While he has been away, she cheated on him with 2 people, one of them being me. We hooked up once. I regretted it immensely and have been trying to get her to tell him, because I'm kind of a coward and don't want to break the bad news to him myself. You a little bitch. She refused to tell her husband and sister this better that he doesn't know. She has been telling me she never wants to cheat on him again. But last week we were doing some drinking and she told me that when he got back in town, they was going to get pregnant. This to me sounds like an awful idea. They're not a good couple. Personally, I think they'll be divorced in 3 years or less. And adding children into the mix will make this so much worse. My filter was missing due to me being kind of drunk. And I said, that's a terrible idea. Y'all don't need to have any kids. She got incredibly pissed at me. She asked why, and I said they were a bad couple and having children will make it so much more complex if they end up getting divorced. She kicked me out of her apartment and told me that I'm an asshole for refusing to support her. I talked to my male friends about it, and they said I should have never said anything. I want to repair a relationship, but she refuses to listen to a word I say. Did I screw this up? Oh, yes. You can't forget it. Yo, big rubber lips up there wanting to tell every goddamn thing. Okay, first of all, let's rewind to this. Let's rewind. Why is it that you want her to tell her husband that y'all fucked? What is that gonna do? What is your goal there, sir? You just a messy little bitch dude. That's what you are. You all up in this girl's Kool-Aid. You don't need to be having no children. They have a bad relationship. Well, yeah, we hooked up, and I want her to tell her husband that we hooked up. You just a hot mess. I wouldn't be friends with you either. See, me, once you said that you wanted me to tell my husband something that's none of your business, okay, you got the nut, okay? Be happy. Walk away and be happy with what you got out the deal. Then you shut up. That's what real men do. They're not going to run around opening their mouths telling nothing. That's between them two. They're the ones that's married. You got a nut. Be happy. That's what you got out the deal. See, but now you want to just be a little bitch and be running around telling everything, being all up in her cool. Y'all don't need to have kids. That would be a terrible mistake. I'm just saying, this is just a hot mess. Anyway, you messed this up, and if she ever speaks to you again in life, you should be very grateful. But if she has any sense, she would just let you go because you are a mess. You're not bringing nothing valuable to her life. All you want to do is try to tell somebody what to do and, criticize and all this stuff. If they want to be stupid, that's their red wagon. They're the ones that are married. Okay? When people are married, you shut up. Unless they ask you something, then you say something. But even then, you better monitor what you say. But right now, she didn't ask you if she should have a kid or not. You went and volunteered your opinion when nobody asked you for it. See, for me, she was nice. She told you that you were an asshole. You would have been every kind of asshole with all kind of adjectives in front of it and back of it, beside it, on top of it, that I could have thought of. And I'm very creative. So you would have been getting cussed out a long time and then got tossed out and told never to call me again ever. Forget you know me. If you see me on the street, keep it moving. That kind of thing. But, yeah, your male friend said you should have never said anything. They have better sense than you do. There's no relationship to repair. You done tore it up, dude. Your mouth. Your mouth. It's over. Find you a new friend. Question number 17 of 23. We got 23 questions today on What the Fuck Tuesday. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber to the channel. We do all kinds of exciting things here. This channel is primarily for women, but every so often I'll, post something for men. Every so often. There's actually a playlist of videos for men, so. So female 21 to 25 from Los Angeles. She says, "Hi, Deb and Candace. Thank you for choosing my letter. I have an issue with my boyfriend. We are both 23 and have been dating for 8 months. I'd say overall our relationship is pretty good. There have been some issues with miscommunication, though. Him becoming distant during the week, we're going to see each other on the weekends, and discussions about his insecurities. So I'm going to be meeting my boyfriend's coworkers for the first time ever at a party. I'm kind of nervous because I've seen some insecurities when it comes to the girls that he works with. Some of them are minors and some are around our age. He says that they talk about wanting D all the time and that they're annoying. The reason I'm feeling anxious and insecure about this party is because I'm afraid to see how my boyfriend interacts with them or how they interact with him. My boyfriend definitely gets validation from others to boost his ego, and he likes to impress people because he says, and I quote, I am the best. I want to be the best at literally everything. Honestly, I feel like he likes to entertain these girls and guys, but for some reason it makes me feel uncomfortable. He told me one time that the best thing about working with minors is they don't know anything, so he's the smartest guy there, which kind of made me feel uncomfortable. Your boyfriend is stupid. Another reason to sort of back up my anxiety is that there was another party we went to, and this one girl was sort of friends with us, kept hanging around my boyfriend. He kept entertaining her the whole time. Whenever I got on my seat, she was sitting next to him. Whenever he did anything funny or cool, he'd look at her and see if she saw. Really? It's like he kept trying to get reactions out of her. And he at one point told me she was annoying before the party, yet I felt like a third wheel between the both of them. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, or maybe I'm being overly insecure. It could be both. I would love to hear your advice on the situation and also on how to not let these thoughts and emotions affect me from possibly having a good time at the party. First of all, did COVID go away? When did that happen? Did I miss that notice that people having parties now? Like not family events with people that you already know got their cooties already, but like with complete strangers. Did you see that? Did I miss that? I did not get the memo. So all these people having all these events, and she talking about they had a party. Now they having another one. Okay, I'm just like, okay, now like if I got back to my seat and the bitch was in my seat, I would grab her and pull her out my seat. Say, bitch, don't be sitting in my seat. I did not give you permission to sit in my seat. You knew it was mine. Get your fucking ass up. Pull and fling. It's one of my favorite things to do. I used to wear my arm out when I was in Houston, pulling white girls off of my boyfriend, fighting in club. I was a terrorist. But they were just so fucking disrespectful. But yeah, that would be one thing. And so, and this thing, when he's trying to get all these people's attention and doing all this stuff. See, I could just see you over there being all quiet and all in your feelings and stuff. Oh, no, no, no. You're supposed to go up to whatever fine ass man is in the party and say, let's dance. And then you start twerking and doing all of this stuff here, and you all on him, and you got backing it up, and you doing all this stuff, just being extra. Just being extra. Because when you have a situation where a man is blatantly disrespecting you like that, the kid gloves come off. You want to see disrespect? Let me show you how it's done, son. Because you don't know nothing. You have to find some fine motherfucker, stick my tongue down his throat. I would just be doing the absolute most. So that you know what? When you go to work, yeah, oh yeah. And I can always play better than any dude. I can play way better. Way better. So that's what I would do to him. I wouldn't say a word. Because, see, I can show you better than I can tell you. Because you sitting up here playing all these little stupid games and you thinking that I'm going to be tripping about it. No, no, no. No, I've noticed. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how games are played. Because you're a novice. I have a PhD. And I'm about to work your every nerve. So see, he was immediately forget all about them girls and all his ego and stuff and be like, well, let's go. Let's go then. We leaving. That's how I do men like that. But if he's getting an ego boost because these are little girls and little boys, what you're supposed to do, little teenagers don't have any sense. So you would have to show all of them how these kind of things go. Like snatching the little girl out of her seat. She want to come and be in your boyfriend's face all the time. It's like, bitch, don't you have some place to be? Why you always in my man's face? And this is not to be jealous or anything. This is asking a legitimate question. What is this about? You see I'm here at the party with him. What you doing? Why are you over here? All these other dudes in here, what you over here for? And sometimes when you ask them that, they just be like, because they don't know what to say, because they don't have an answer. When you're direct like that, because most of these type of women are passive aggressive. So when you just come straight out with them, straight, aggressive, they don't know what to do. They get confused. They run away. And that's what you want. It's like, yeah, you take your little funky ass on away from here. Yeah, pettyology. But, I don't know. It just, that kind of stuff drives me crazy. But I tell you what, I would act a complete fool and just clown, disrespect him to the max, and act a complete fool at the party, then we would break up. Because you only get one time to treat me like that. But I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. You're going to be fucked up when I go. You're going to be upset. You're going to be embarrassed. Everybody at work is going to be talking to you about, man, your girlfriend is kind of crazy, huh? She was just doing the most at the party, huh? Man, what you going to do? Man, she broke up with you, really? Yeah, man, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so they gonna remember me. Remember that time Joe's girlfriend came to the party and she was twerking all everybody? She twerked on the wall, she twerked on the chair, she twerked on the girls, she twerked on the men, she just was twerking everywhere. And so that's gonna be me. I finally learned how to do it too. Took me a long time because you know when you're old, you don't move that easy. But I got it. Question number 18, male, 26 to 29 from Philly. Me and my girlfriend of 3 years don't use condoms. About a month and a half ago, my girlfriend asked me to get something for her in her dresser. I mistakenly went to the wrong drawer first, and in the back were some unused condoms. Now, based on expiration and the code printed on them, I can confirm that they were produced in 2015, which is 2 full years before we even met. Okay, so they expired in 2015. This is 2020, and you find them and they're not used. Okay, I just want to make sure I understand. 2 years before we even met. Okay, unfortunately, I became very suspicious and paranoid, so I kept checking the drawer regularly up, and as of yesterday when I last checked, the number of unused condoms stayed the same and were in the exact same place. So I confirmed she wasn't using them. I'm probably being paranoid, but I just wanted to ask her why she had them. In the beginning of our relationship, we briefly used them that I bought. How come she never mentioned she had these in her drawer? Is this worth questioning her about, or am I being too paranoid? Oh my God, you are just stupid. Okay, so she had some expired shit expired years ago, in the back of a drawer that she probably doesn't even know are still there. You know, I mean, I know some people go through their drawers and clean them out and refold things and, do all the stuff. I'm not one of those kind of people. I just put the new shit in the front and shove the shit to the back. And so whatever's in the back, it could be there, have been there for 4 or 5 years. It's just going to be there. Okay, because I reach in the door, I get what's in the front. So I keep using the same things over and over. And every once in a while, I reach kind of in the middle just to mix things up. But, who does that? Who does that? So, and then you checking to see, and it's like you acting all stupid. Why can't you just say, babe, when I was looking for such and such, I found these old ass condoms in here. Why did you throw this shit away? Why are you keeping this here? It expired in 2015. So you all could have had a good laugh about it. She'd been like, really? I forgot those was even in there. And then you could throw them away, and this would alleviate all this concern and angst that your silly butt is having over some condoms that's been expired for 5 years. I'm not believing this letter. Yeah, the refrigerator, that's true. Because you be finding stuff in the back of your refrigerator that I had bought like a month ago, and I'm like, ooh, I forgot I bought this. That's what that smell was. And then, you got to clean it out and all the stuff. I'm like, exactly. So this happens with the refrigerator and cabinets and all kinds of stuff. So why do you think that this wouldn't happen in a drawer where people don't be rummaging in the back of their drawers all the time? I don't know. This is crazy. This was crazy to me. I don't know. You please don't say anything to her. Just do what I said. Pull them out and say, babe, what I just said. Just say that to her and then throw the shit away and get your mind right. You acting like an idiot right now. It's just so It's not manly behavior. What you doing and how you acting. Question number 19. Female 30 to 36 from the UK. I've been getting to know this dude for the past 3 weeks. We've had about 5 dates and it was going well. Since day one, we have always had playful banter, and he texted me yesterday with a photo of the meal he prepared for his nephew, and I answered, poor thing is going to go to bed hungry, with a winky eye. He responded a bit negatively, to which I answered, oh, come on, I was just joking, it looks great. And he replied with a very aggressive text saying that I severely lack basic human skills and that it's pathetic that I can't even compliment someone from time to time. I was really surprised by this sudden reaction, but also found his tone very aggressive. So I answered that I was sorry and if I offended him, but he continued saying that my humor is stupid and that I've got issues. Oh, he did. Today he's texting me as if nothing happened, and I see this as a major red flag. My instinct is telling me to run. What are your thoughts? Yeah, you say this is 3 weeks? And it was going, this is how he came at you? It's after 3 weeks? Oh, no. No, because you sending me a picture of a meal. I don't want to see a picture of your fucking food. What the fuck? You sending me pictures of food that you prepared for some kid. It shit look nasty as hell. You can't cook. Don't be wasting my eyeballs on some ugly ass shit like that. You insulting my taste buds and my eyes with that. or some other choice things. But anyway, I would have read him the riot act about how he can't cook, and the kid is probably gonna choke to death on the shit and all kind of other stuff. You want to say that I was rude and I don't know, I don't have basic human skills? Let me show you what that really looks like. And I would have read him. There's some shit out of a box, all kind of stuff. I said all kind of nasty shit about his cooking and his photography and his nephew too. Look like a fucking troll. Cause his daddy is Fred Flintstone or some shit. Your whole family's probably ugly. I would never have a baby by you. That shit might look like in that movie called It's Alive. That's probably before y'all time. But they had this baby. This thing was scary as hell. It's a movie called It's Alive. It's a horror movie. We used to use that as a cap all the time. So use that baby, It's Alive. I would say some foul, funky shit like that to him. And then say, lose my number. And then hang up and block him. He's only 3 weeks into it, so what's he going to do? But I tell you one thing, you're right, that is a huge red flag. Flying off the handle, going off on stuff, and going off about a fucking picture of a cheese sandwich. Motherfucker, you done lost your mind. I don't know. Run. Just don't even say goodbye. Just leave him alone because he's stupid. 3 weeks, 5 dates. It's good that you found this out now. Because it's the kind of shit he would be flashing on you about some other stuff, and then you be sitting up there, being verbally and emotionally abused by some clown. You just Googled the movie. I know. See, y'all is young. Oh, y'all talking about, I was only 3 when you started that website and stuff like that. I think that movie came out in the 80s. I'm not sure. Early 80s. But it was something else. But yeah, that was my cap. When people had an ugly baby, I would say, look at their baby and say, it's alive. And they would be so mad. Oh, what does my shirt say? Oh, 74? Oh, okay. Well, I probably didn't see it until 80. Because I don't go to the movie theater. It says chance of sarcasm. And then it shows you, today, tomorrow. Tonight, tomorrow, and over the weekend. Chances of sarcasm. They're always high when you're dealing with me. Okay, let's move on. We got a few more questions here to make it to our 23. Question number 20. 21, girl 21 to 25 from Washington, D.C. Auntie Deb, girls, that's what she wrote. Girl, I need your take on something right quick. Okay, so I have been seeing the guy for 2 months. He is 23. I just made 24. The other day he came over and was saying weird things he doesn't normally say. We started cuddling. He said, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I have love for you. Then about 20 minutes later, he said, I'm not going to let you go. I'm never letting you go. Okay, 2 months. Then he asked me, are you going to leave me? And I said, as long as you treat me right, I'm not going anywhere. Before the night was over, we ended up having eggplant for the first time, and this is where I got weirded out. While doing it, he begged me 3 times to finish inside of me, and each time I said no. Then he said, please, I don't want you to leave me. Later that night, he kept grabbing my foot and putting my foot in his face and chest. What do you make of all this? Run! Run! Channel Flow Joe and break out in a run. Yep, leave quickly. Okay, first of all, he said he don't want to let you go. He trying to knock you up so you be stuck with his baby. But you know what you supposed to do when, because I had a dude like this. He's like, oh yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. He's like, what would you do if, I got you pregnant, he tells me. And without missing a beat, without even looking up. I forgot I was doing something. I was looking at. I said, I'd be at the abortion clinic before you could say Jack Robinson. And he got so upset. I didn't look at his face, so I don't know what he was looking like when he was asking the question because I was doing whatever I was doing. When he asked me that, but that was my answer, and that'd be at the abortion clinic before you could say, Jack Robinson. And so he was so mad. He was so mad. He was like, you would kill my baby, damn Skippy. Because I don't intend to have shit. I have one, that's enough. You know, I'm gonna be having no Miss Lane Straight baby by some Miss Lane Straight motherfucker. That's not my lifestyle. I'm not doing that. So, you know, you sitting up here trying to plot on my demise so you could have a place to come and hook your hooks into me and be in my condo and stuff. Thinking, well, I'm coming to stay with my baby mama and my kid. No, nigga, we're not doing that. Deb's been seeing all them games. We ain't having that happening. So he was so mad at me. Oh my God, he stayed mad for like a week. You think I gave a fuck? I went out with 3 other people. I wasn't thinking about that fool. He was cute and the eggplant was delicious. But you know, when they start playing games like that, see, you know, it's some shenanigans afoot. And I'm not trying to be, no, we're not gonna do all of that. He got some other agenda, you know, and he played his hand right there. And me being me, I knew what that meant. So I put his ass on ice. You got to let him know. You're not going to trap me. You know, I just, as the guy, even if I was married and I didn't want to have a kid, I'd get an abortion. There wouldn't be shit you could do about it. You don't own my body just because we got the same last name, motherfucker. Get it. You don't get it twisted. You know, this is my body. I decide what happens to it and what goes in and in it and out of it too. And so if I decide I don't want to have nothing that looks like your fucking ass and carries your raggedy ass DNA, then guess what? I'm not having it. There won't be shit you could do about it. I'm not having no goddamn baby. That nigga, Oh, he's cute and everything, but you know, no. I haven't met a man that cute, but I want to be having his kid. Now, I can't take the pill. I haven't ever been able, well, I took it when I was in my early 20s. That shit almost made me have a stroke. I got blood clots and all kind of stuff. My body cannot handle it. So that's never been an option for me, but you know, I just manage myself very carefully. And, you know, you have to have a guy who's, you know, going to cooperate with you and, you know, make sure that your birth control is, you know, a mutually agreed upon situation. And then if there's, you know, should ever have been a slip up, then, you know, everybody know what time it is because I ain't having a goddamn thing. Okay, just want you to just understand that. If you're gonna have your feelings all involved and feeling like you know somebody killed your baby and all this dragon drama they like to talk about, well then you don't need to be over here because that's for sure what would happen. Okay. Well, you can have it and give it to me. No, I can't do that because that means I have to be pregnant, and that means I no. Then you've written my body for free. You gonna give me $50,000? Well, no. Well, then I ain't having it. Shit. What's the good? How's that helping me to have a baby to give to you? What the fuck? These men be tripping. So yeah, and then your dude, he sound like he got some kind of foot fetish thing, putting your foot all on his chest and on his face and shit. Anyway, all in all, this sounds like a bad scene. And you saying as long as you treat me right, I'm not going anywhere. You never tell a man that. You never give him those kind of assurances based on some drag and drama conversation like, I have love for you. That's nigga bullshit. I have love for you. What does that mean? That don't even mean nothing. It's just some bullshit ass words. And it's like, you know, I have love for you. Nigga, you got love for your dog too. You got love for, you know, your ramen noodles that you ate the other day. I love this shit. I love it. I mean, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. That was just some slick talk to get you into bed, and it worked. You gave it up. But you know, don't get caught up. Okay, so you know, y'all fucked. Okay, big whoop-de-doo. That doesn't mean that you have a commitment with this motherfucker. He's full of shit. I just like, Are you going to leave me? I might. You just never know. Then are you going to leave me? I don't know, but I reserve that right. Because you start doing something I don't like, you say something I don't like. Anything that I don't like, I'm out. So, you know, you know, you've given them assurances. As long as you treat me right, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to say, you don't say that kind of stuff to me. You put them on notice. I might. That's a right that I reserve. We'll see how you act. So you flip it around and you put it back on him. You don't tell him what you going to do. You tell him what he best do. Y'all don't be doing this right. Let's move on to question number 21. Female, 37 to 45, from Swansea, UK. So I am online dating. And I met this guy in person twice. He asked me for my availability to go for the third date. It was this past Monday, and I told him Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night would work well. I know I gave him the best nights of the week, but this is more driven by the fact that I'm a single mom and my weekday nights are busy with school and homework, and he knows that. So, anyway, Monday, I told him Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night. So, he asked what I wanted to do, and I offered a choice between going for a walk or going to dinner. I said I would not be averse to going to dinner. He asked me if I had any allergies or dietary requirements. To what I texted back, nope, all standard. And then he texts back, fish and chips it is then, smile. I was a big shock, to be honest. I live in the UK, and people may know fish and chips is a pub food or food you get in fish and chip shops like takeaways, etc. It did not sound like a well thought through or well planned out option. I did not respond to anything to that text. Later, I thought it was maybe a joke. He tried to joke about my standard food taste to the point fish and chips would be okay. Anyway, radio silence from him since the fish and chips text until now. It's Thursday here. He texted just now saying, how are you and how was your week? As I had already been put off by the fish and chips text and kind of written him off, I basically responded along the lines of no need to message further, thank you. He texted back he was surprised and was giving me time as he knows I have commitments, that he is sorry but wishes me well. What do you ladies think? Did I overreact by ending it? Up until that text conversation, I was not overly over the moon about him anyway after the 2 dates, but thought I'd go out one more time and see. Don't waste your time. You a mom with responsibilities and shit. You going to be away from your kids and making time and spending money getting your hair done and your nails done and doing all the shit that women have to do for a date on a single mom's, pay and all that stuff. It better be some motherfucker that you was excited to see. He just milk toast and then he makes stupid ass comments on top of that. Gonna insult you with some greasy ass fish and chips comment. What are you, 12 now? You just gonna go like to the little cart and eat on the corner? He's raggedy. Okay, that's not even something that's a funny comment. There's no, that's the part that men don't get. If some shit's gonna be funny, you trying to be a goddamn comedian and shit, that means people supposed to be laughing. Okay? Ain't nobody laughing. That means your joke bombed. That means you need to keep your day job. You are not a good comedian. You're not a good joke teller. You don't have the right humor to be in a comedy show. Okay? You don't have that talent. So, I would have just had to tell him about himself. Motherfucker, your shit ain't funny. Is that supposed to be a joke? Well, where's the punchline? Because I'm still waiting. I'm ready for the part where I start laughing. Where is it? Monkey ass fool. Yeah, send me some greasy ass fish and chips. Don't nobody want that shit. Have you ever eaten that stuff? I don't understand how. Then they eat it and it's wrapped up in newspaper on top of that. But then it's like, you touch it and your fingers come away with grease. I don't like food that greasy. Even my fried chicken that I used to make, I don't make it that greasy. People have grease, they have grease all over their mouth. I don't make mine like that. I had got to where I make my fried chicken in an air fryer. I spray it with the oil, and then I put the seasonings and stuff on there so it be crispy and stuff, but it don't be greasy. That's how I like it. I don't like all that grease in my food. It hurts my stomach. Yeah, the newspaper be greasy, the bag be greasy, everything greasy. Just grease everywhere. I'm not eating that shit. Yeah, so you ever come over to my house and get some fried chicken, just gonna be in the air fryer. That's how it's gonna be. I'm just shocked and appalled. These guys, and then the thing that really drives me crazy about it is when they do stuff like this, right, and they bomb and they insult women and turn women off, they go and tell their friends, oh, I'm just a nice guy. She doesn't even understand what to do with a nice guy. Look at how she treated me, this and that, and leaving out the part that he's a fucker. That insulted her and said some crude shit to her and turned her off. And then she don't want nothing else to do with them. But they don't understand. They don't see that part. All they see is the part, well, I took her out, and then she dumped me, and they want to run around talking about, well, she just used me. She just hurt me. Women aren't anything. Not you did that to yourself. She was, still on board trying to explore you and everything. And, if you had acted right, you might have had some action. But no, you fucked it up with your stupid mouth. That's inevitably what men do. They say some dumb shit, and it just dries up the pussy, like dry. Just like they just don't want to be bothered. And they just can't understand that. If you're not saying something, like if you have to think about something, dudes, if you get ready to say something right and you have to think about, like, ooh, should I say this? That means the answer is no. If you got to think about if you need to say it, the answer is no, don't say it. Don't say it. If you're not saying something to a woman that's going to turn her on and make her excited and happy and want and feel closer to you, then shut up. Just if more men did that, they would get so much more pussy. Oh my God, they would just have pussy coming out of their ears. But they talk too fucking much and they say stupid shit. They say stuff that's insulting and rude and degrading and humiliating and sexist and evil and emotionally abusive. And you're always running your mouth talking some crazy shit that nobody want to hear. Always saying some stupid shit. And if they don't say it, then they text it. But it's some shit that just turns women off. And then you don't understand why they want to get with you, why you don't have a girlfriend, and why you can't get a wife. Because you don't know how to shut up. Don't they though? Just talking, just saying stupid shit all the time. And it's just like, if you're a woman like me and you got some self-esteem, when they say something where they trying to break you down, you're immediately fired. You, like I said, I don't even say goodbye. I just like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I hang up. Or when the date's over, you don't ever hear from me again. Because I can see what you want some bullshit. And I'm not going to be in a position where I'm trying to defend myself from you. I'm trying to excuse any bullshit that you say to me. We're all adults here. If the dude is over 18 years old, 21, something like that, young cats, they still trying to find their way. They don't really know all these things yet. But these older dudes in their 30s and 40s and beyond, and they still saying that crass, crude stuff, no, you immediately fired. I don't know. It's just a miracle that there's any couples, because I don't. The only reason I think is because so many women put up with bullshit just to have a relationship. But it ain't me. I'm not. Question number 22. Female, 21 to 26, out of Yonkers, New York. This is the next to last question for tonight. Me and my boyfriend have been together for over 3 years. He's loyal, and I have no major suspicions. He has a coworker. Let's call her Heifer. I love this lady. And they have always got on, and that is all she seemed to be. The last few months, my boyfriend got moved to a new role in which he shares with Heifer. Now, Heifer gets mentioned a few times a week in conversation, and she has twice in a row on a Saturday texted him laughing about her neighbor or showing him a picture of something they were working on, a bird cage for her roommate, and thanking him for his help with it during work hours. My boyfriend has been doing more overtime and getting into work early. Oh, has he now? He has done this before, even before working more closely with Heifer, and says that he wants to grab the overtime whilst it's there. Last night he said Heifer is in early, so he'll go in early. They always seem to be getting in early. Friday night, she texted him to say she was making wraps for Saturday morning's overtime if he wants one. I asked my boyfriend if he wants breakfast on his return, and he said he might be having something in work. He didn't tell me it was Heifer's cooking, but I seen the text flash up. She seems like a nice friend to him, but she's coming up more in conversation and texting him more. I don't feel that it's my boyfriend egging her on either. She comes across as lonely. In the past, she has texted to wish me a happy birthday, and I've even met her once and never seen her as a threat to our relationship. Do you think this is a cause for concern, or am I looking into this too much now that they work more closely together? No, let me just tell you this. This is my famous phrase, right, y'all? If a motherfucker's talking about a bitch, that means that motherfucker's thinking about a bitch. Okay? Now, he's talking about her all the time. That means he's thinking about her all the time. Now, what is your man doing thinking about some other bitch all the time? That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay? Now, since you two aren't married, I repeat, living together, having a baby, whatever, dating 10 years, 20 years, whatever, you're not married. So the expectation that you would have of fidelity and all these things of a husband, you don't rightly have the right to have those things because you're not married. He's not married either. You're both single. So what would I do? Oh, no, we can't leave him yet. No, wrong answer. No. That's not what you do. You start, and I don't care if you have to pay somebody. You get a man to start texting you. I'm going to have a drink with Jack. Oh, you're going to be busy with Heifer? Oh, I'm going to go and have a drink or dinner with Jack since you're busy. Oh, yeah, Jack is inviting me to go somewhere that they're having a work event, and he asked me if I would escort him, so I'm going to go do that since you're going to be busy with Heifer. I'm going to have breakfast with Jack. Your Jack is so funny. Oh, look at this bird cage that Jack is making. All kind of stuff. Yep. That's how you do that. So, you got to show dudes. You can't just tell them. Words don't really seem to land too well on them. They have to feel the pain. Once they feel it, then they get a whole new understanding. It's like, oh, everything's crystal clear. Is this what you were feeling? Oh, I'm so broken. My heart hurts. I'm so jealous. This is not fun. This hurts me. Okay, but as long as it's you, they don't seem to get it. They just act like it's no big deal. So you don't complain. You just get Jack. Or, Richard, Tony, Alonzo, whatever. 2 or 3 motherfuckers might be even better. So he can see, you're off doing this, but I am not going to be sitting at home by myself waiting for you. Because after all, we're not married. So you don't have the right to expect me to do that. Just like I don't have the right to expect you to not be hanging around and chasing around with Heffa. Because we're not married. We're both single. We just happen to live together, but we're still single. Right? And you remind his ass of that. Because, see, that shit can go 2 ways. I hate it when motherfuckers always be trying to like, well, but I'm not married. No, you're right. And neither am I. Remember that. Because you're going to be eating them words. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm trying to tell you, because all you got to do is you go into any club or any place and you tell guys what's going on and say, I need your help. I need you to text this number right here, and I want you to send me pictures of your bare chest. I want you to do this, invite me here, do this and that. They're going to love to do it because they love to fuck over another man that's acting stupid. Okay, they love that shit. They will do it free. They'll give the number to some of their friends, and they'll join in too. That's how men are. So you use that to your advantage. I would fuck him up. You do all that shit with Heffa if you want to, but I would never say a word. I would just start mysteriously getting calls and being someplace. He come home, I wouldn't be there. I was out. That's how you got to do it. They get themselves all the way gathered up once they start feeling that pain that they just so happily, dumped on you. And our final question of the day, what the fuck Tuesday? It sounds fun, huh? I could tell y'all some of the delightful things that Deborrah Cooper has done in her life to men. You see, everything that I'm thinking of. Oh, and this one time, I'll tell you guys about that another time. Question number 23, female 26 to 29 from Bristol, UK. I have been seeing a guy for 3 to 4 months. At first, he agreed to be in a relationship, but then after about a month and a half, said even though he's falling in love with me, he isn't ready for a relationship, but said that we can continue seeing each other. I said I will only continue seeing you if we are exclusive, as in you are not seeing other women. He agreed. After a fight we had last week, he told me that he is in fact talking to other women, but he isn't seeing them. By talking to, I mean he is on Tinder matching with girls and DMing them. I cried and I told him that we are supposed to be exclusive. He isn't supposed to be talking to other women on dating sites. He said he thought I was talking to other guys too, and he thought being exclusive just meant not sleeping with other people. Since the fight, he has been texting me less. I haven't heard from him for 2 days. The confusing part is at the end of the fight, I said I don't want to talk to other people. He said I don't want to either. Then we hugged and made up. However, these past 2 or 3 Fridays and Saturdays, he has been hanging out with his, quote, friends, who he said were guys, but now I'm not so sure. He will see me during the week, like on a Tuesday or Thursday, but this has only been happening recently because before, we could hang out on the weekends. It started changing when I brought up the exclusive talk. Now, he used to be so affectionate, saying sweet things to me. Now he treats me like a friend, except when we cuddle or kiss. He would still hold me tight and be passionate and cuddle for hours. Then he goes back to being cold. Should I text him first or wait for him to text me? Should I just walk away from this? I need a game plan. I'm so confused. You walk away from this bullshit. What is wrong with you? The man straight told you. What did he say? Let me not misquote. After about a month and a half, even though he claimed he's falling in love with me, he isn't ready for a relationship. He isn't ready for a relationship. What does that mean? That means he wants to see and screw other women. So you trying to jam him up, talking about, you're supposed to be exclusive. Exclusivity is a component of a relationship, my dear.
He said he don't want to be in a relationship, and you were very clear on that. Now all of a sudden you getting stupid and you don't understand what that means. You can't have it both ways. He said I don't want to be in a relationship. That means you're not gonna get exclusivity out of him. Okay? So you having all these expectations were unrealistic and just downright dumb. Once a man tells you, I don't want to be in a relationship, that it translate that to I want to fuck around. Because that's what that means. I'm not trying to be committed to one woman. I want to fuck around. That's what that means. No matter how they try to couch it and put all your stuff in there, like, oh, but I'm falling in love with you and this and that. That's just to keep the legs, to keep the door open to your bedroom. That's all that's about. Because you hanging on to them little stupid words and not paying attention to what he's doing. I done told y'all, pay attention to what they do. He told you with words, and then his actions backed up his words that he's not trying to be in a committed relationship with you or anybody else. So on this one, the game plan is for you to block his number and never contact him again. Don't let him talk to you. Don't let him come over. You definitely don't sleep with him because that would be a bonehead move. That's just like being a free hooker. You just like laying up there, he's all cold because he's only warm till he can tap that ass. And then once he gets it, he goes back to being his cold self because he don't want you. You are just a vehicle for his release, a booty call. Understand what time it is. Why do you let yourself be treated like this? She ain't even a bench warmer. She ain't on the bench. Dude ain't having no bench. He's not trying to be in a relationship. There's no bench, okay? She just somebody to screw, and that's just it. So I hope you understand that. Women need to get out of their feelings. You hang on to something, like he said something that evokes a feeling, and you hang on to that feeling instead of looking at his actions and how he's hurting you by what he's doing. Okay? You just ignore that, but hanging on to this feeling that those words gave you. And the players know that, and that's how they get you. But I'm trying to get y'all to wise up and stop paying attention to what they say. So he says, I'm falling in love with you. But, okay, once he said but, that negates everything he said before that. Okay? And all the bullshit. They just be full of bullshit to just get you to get your mind all twisted up and keep that bedroom door open. Is she super young? That's a good question. How old is she? They be telling me and I forget. Well, not that young. She's in the 26 to 29 age group. I mean, that's young, but not, like the 18 to 21-year-olds. Now, those are the ones who are babies and don't know nothing. But, she on the downstroke to 30. She got to know better than this. Been out in the dating pool for, a couple of years now, at least. I don't know. But, my whole thing is we don't know all of that girl. We don't know that. All we know about these people is what's in this letter. Okay? That's it. That's all I know. So you asking me questions I cannot answer. And anyway, it doesn't matter what experience she had. None of that really matters. What matters is that she gets straight right now. That's why she had enough sense to write to me, though. And that she take this information that I'm giving her and apply it to her life from this point forward. That's the important part. So she'll never get caught in a trap like this again with some guy trying to use her for some booty. It's like, I don't know. These dudes, I'm just like, I wouldn't be screwing nobody. It's like, you ain't bringing me a whole bunch of something that I want. No. I'm going to go over there and sleep with, Mr. T, Tyrone, somebody or other. But, I'm not getting myself emotionally involved in any man who comes to me telling me, well, I love you, though. Prove it. Prove it. You're just talking shit. I mean, what you doing? How are you going to show me that you love me? I'll need to see tangible evidence of it. Not just some words. Words don't mean shit to Deborah. Because I'm telling you, I'll talk so much shit it's just to be illegal. But that don't mean now I'm going to bust a grape. I'm not going to do nothing. I'll just talk all kinds of shit, though. Give me a couple of drinks and watch all the bullshit to come out of my mouth. My friends used to like to do that. We used to go to Jeffrey's Inner Circle, and they would give me drinks because they know. They be like, I'd be looking around the club, and then I zero in on some people, and then I get started. It'll be like a comedy show. But that's me with alcohol in me. So I'm like, and I would do a man the same way. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself for the show. I got a video that's going to be going live on Thursday. I'm going to be talking about home wreckers. I already made the video, but it's not going to go live till Thursday. We're going to be talking about home wreckers, which a lot of women seem to have the idea that, some other woman is responsible for wrecking their relationship and wrecking their home. Hmm. We'll be talking about that. And it's only about a 20-minute video. It's not real long. And then we'll be back on Friday for the last DNN of the season. We're going to have a lot of slides, so everybody bring your snacks, get you a nap, bring your drinks, because we got so many slides. We probably going to have about 40 slides that night. It's going to be a long show. And try to get as many of them on as my voice can handle. And then that'll be that, okay? And I'll be putting up the other videos. I did a couple of other interviews. I'll be editing those and putting those up over the weekend as well. But you guys, thank you very much for showing up today. Thank you, everybody who made a super chat donation and those who got my Cash App address. Thanks for your tips. Helped pay for my new monitor that I had to buy all of a sudden. I wasn't expecting to have that big ass expense. But it is what it is. And you guys are the best audience. Lady Boss is the best absolute person. She got my back straight up. And I will see you guys on Friday night, okay? Don't get in no trouble.